Welcome to Investing in Cryptocurrency, brought to you by CryptoVice.com.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Investing in Cryptocurrency. Today we're going to talk about the comparison of OKCash and Verge and which one of the two, if any, should you invest in. We did a couple of videos, one a couple of weeks ago on Verge and then one last week on OKCash prior to all the announcements of OKCash. So if you don't know too much about OKCash, and you don't know too much about their development, check out the video that we put up last week because we did go through an analysis of the coin itself and the business that it's trying to run. And since then, there's been a lot of FUD around the cryptocurrency industry, especially Bitcoin with Jamie Dimon, China, etc. And altcoins have not been immune. So there's been quite a bit of downfall, a nice opportunity for some, depending on your perspective, to get in. The other perspective is that we've lost a lot of money, and the question is whether we can regain that back. So let's do a quick overview of the two currencies. I'm not going to do too much technical analysis, but I just wanted to bring this back up because the video that we did on OKCash about 10 days ago, we were really excited about the idea of this stairway approach and the momentum and the positive trajectory that was occurring with OKCash. This first box is right around the time that we posted the video. And the recommendation was based on the fact that there was a lot of development and there was a new logo and branding coming out and some exciting news with the conference that occurred earlier this week. There was a lot of hope around OKCash. And the suggestion was the consolidation period right in this area, which actually ended up happening for a couple of days, would allow you to get into the coin at around 15.5. Sure enough, that is the case, and it did allow you to get in if you wanted to put a buy limit at 15.5. And then, of course, with China and the FUD, that with Jamie Dimon, etc., altcoins and Bitcoins took a dive. But OKCash rebounded quite nicely leading up to this conference and the new logo, new site, and some new development announcements. Once the new logo, the new site, and the development announcements and the conference came around, OKCash has been in a downward spiral since. So if you got in around here when we posted the video and you were satisfied with 10 to 20% increase at around 19,000, you could have made a nice little profit. But if you held, you're probably in a situation where you think OKCash is garbage. The question is whether OKCash will rebound and if that money is better spent in Verge. That's what we're going to talk about today. The two coins are both relatively similar in that they're peer-to-peer open-sourced currencies. Verge really highlights the privacy aspect of it. OKCash really highlights the global, interchangeability, if you will, with OK Games and all those other products that they want to put out. But because they're both open source, they're both privy to the desire of the community and the developers within the open source platform to really push the coin along. That is why you will see this decline when news and other hype doesn't live up to expectations. I'm not going to do any technical analysis or look at any speculative charts, but what I will say is I don't think it's really the right time to buy OKCash right now. You could probably hold off to somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 or potentially even lower if you want to get in. Because it seems like there wasn't a very good response after the rebranding and some of the announcements in the conference. And so potentially the decline is going to continue before any type of consolidation and stabilization occurs leading up to a rebound. The other thing about OKCash, similar to Verge, is that it's trying to get onto other exchanges. And the biggest exchange that it wants to get on is Poloniex. The Poloniex exchange seems to be a little bit of a teaser right now, the carrot in front of the horse. And that might also be a reason for this upward trending back here. When and whether and when it gets on Poloniex is something that not many people know. And for you to invest solely because you think it's going to get onto that exchange is probably not a good idea. So again, OKCash has a lot of promise. Interesting developments. Some people think it's a scam. It is open source. There are random developers and a pretty massive community of 210,000 followers on Twitter, but it does have a lot of speculative aspects to it. And that's why it's really important for you to be fully informed, do your research, and be comfortable with the money that you want to invest, whether it's OKCash, Verge, or any other cryptocurrency. With that, if we go to Verge and we look at a similar chart over the last couple of weeks, we'll see that it's actually a much different chart. And what's interesting about Verge is that we put up the video right around this mark. It was about a 168 Satoshis, give or take. And we also talked about the fact that it was in a consolidation mode. But unlike OKCash, where we also thought it was in a consolidation mode, Verge truly has been consolidating, and it has responded well to the negative press of cryptocurrency. It consolidated around the 160 mark, and then it shot up to 195, give or take. And then, of course, with the negativity around Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency world, it went down with the other coins. However, it has rebounded quite nicely and has gotten back to that consolidation range of about 160. So what's interesting about Verge is that similar to OKCash, it also has that peer-to-peer open source development and community. It's a much smaller community on Twitter. I bring up Twitter because it gives you kind of an insight of who the community is. But I do think that Verge, as you can see, it's got 1/10 of the followers. I do think that Verge is one that's more of a quiet community, and they have a lot of ideas and developers supporting those ideas, but they don't necessarily announce them to the world to really hype up the coin. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's shown in the simple fact that this chart isn't as negative as OKCash over the last couple of days, and it has responded quite well even with the negativity around cryptocurrency. So if you look at the two between OKCash and Verge, they both have similar trajectories. And again, we did a video a couple weeks ago on Verge, and you can see that video. So you can see the background of Verge, what it is and what it does, and the roadmap that they've laid out. But ultimately speaking, Verge seems to be a little bit more stable from a charting standpoint. Now, similar to OKCash with Poloniex, Verge is also looking to get on additional exchanges. And right around the time before it jumped from 160 to 195, there was an announcement made that HitBTC would be putting Verge on its exchange. But the difference between Verge and OKCash is that even with that announcement and the retracement that occurred after the announcement, Verge has still maintained the value and the stabilization of the charts, unlike OKCash. So once HitBTC puts Verge on its exchange, there should be another uptick as a result. So OKCash hoping to get on Poloniex, Verge definitely getting on HitBTC, another big difference between the two coins. Love to get your thoughts between OKCash and Verge. A lot of these altcoins are really, some people invest just to hit a home run. They want to throw in a couple $100 and hope that it turns into thousands, if not millions. And I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for either one of these coins, but it seems like one coin is better than the other in terms of investment. OKCash is about 50 times more expensive than Verge for various reasons, but the question becomes, which coin do you think is a better investment, both in the short term and the long term, and why do you think that's the case? Whether it's because you can get more Verge coin for your money, or you think there's a better product trajectory with OKCash, or you think there's just a better response in the market, or a better community, or better charts. Curious to get your perspective. Verge versus OKCash. Leave your comments below. Share the video to get other perspectives, and hit that like button. Really interested to get your perspective and feedback on which of these two coins you would rather invest in. Until next time, check out our website, www.cryptovice.com. Shoot us an email, cryptovice@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter @CryptoVice1. And check out our other videos in investing in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin basics, physical Bitcoin revealed, and our newest segment, Google search analysis. Have a great day.